הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחad.
Shabbat Shalom, friends. I'm so glad we can be together at the end of a very long week. Shabbat Shalom to the Kleins and the Blattners and the Finders, Scott and Aaron, Joan and Nancy, Tracy, Marty. It is great to see you all as we welcome Shabbat in song and in prayer.
מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. מה יפה היום, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. שבת, שבת שלום. Shabbat Shalom. מה יפה היום, Shabbat Shalom. מה יפה היום, Shabbat Shalom.
We welcome you to Shabbat evening services with Temple Emmanuel of South Hills. From Rabbi Jessica Lockett and Iris Harlan, Leslie Hoffman, and I, we wish you and those in your community a Shabbat Shalom. Though Allegheny County has entered green phase, we decided it was the better part of valor to take this one slowly. That Pikuach Nefesh, the preservation of life, demands of us that we move cautiously. It's not easy being green, or so I'm told. Sorry, I stole that from the Episcopal bishop, from whom I have a lot to learn. But we're going to continue to do services remotely until we're sure that we can be back together in person with the type of services that we need to come together as a community. Though our building is closed, our community is very much alive. If you have a copy of our congregational prayer book, I invite you to turn to page 2 as we kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של Shabbat.
As we continue our welcoming one another in the chat feature, we welcome the presence of the Sabbath herself, come to celebrate this day with us. The mystics in ancient Israel would go to greet the setting sun, welcoming Shabbat into their midst with the words we find on pages 20 and 21. Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'libo echad, Hishmiyanu el hamichad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad, L'shem tiferet v'lit hilah. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likat Shabbat lechu v'necha, כי מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי ברך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לך דודי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Welcome to the Abrams and the Hausmans and the Levines, the Lockett-Schwartz family. Welcome to God's ministering angels.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamlachi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Molechem LaShalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruchuni LeShalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Malachi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Sitchem LeShalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamlachim, Kadosh Baruch Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We take a breath, those of us who can breathe, and we are grateful for it. And we think also of all of the hard work that is left to be done to ensure that that basic human need can be extended to all. What have you been doing? What have you learned? What have you read? What have you done from last Shabbat to this? I invite you to use that comment box to talk about how you're continuing the action to make this world a more just place. One of the things that I started doing was reading a book recommended by a friend, White Fragility, why it's so hard in the white community to talk about race with some members of the temple community. I'm curious what you've been doing and hope you'll use the comment box to share with, to inspire us all as we turn now in our prayer books, page 26. Yitkadal v'yitkada shemei rabba ve'almad yivrachute ve'amlit malchute b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala bagala ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעולמי יתברך וישבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קדושה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ויאמרו amen. We continue page 28, our Baruch Hu of praise, rising as you are comfortable or rising in spirit.
Yai thy thy, yai thy thy thy, yai thy 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 thy, yai thy thy, yai thy thy thy, yai thy 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 thy, yai thy 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 thy, yai thy 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 thy, yai thy 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 thy, yai thy 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 thy, yai thy 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 thy, yai thy 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 thy. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Yai thy thy, yai thy thy thy, yai thy 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 thy.
Shabbat Shalom to Frank and Addie and Noah and Tara, to Bob and Lori, Lisa and Aaron, everyone who is joining us. I appreciate the comments, what you've been doing in this past week, making this world a slightly better place for all with whom we share this walk of life. On page 31, this is an hour of change. Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or shall we cross over? Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uv'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Shabbat Shalom, Sandy and Lee, Mel and Claire, Robin and Steve, Beth and Matt, everyone who is joining us as we continue with our Mi Chamocha praise, a reminder of the promise of freedom found on page 40.
Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Ya lai la lai la ya la 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 lai. Ya la lai la ya la 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda b'kodesh, nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malachutecha uvanecha, bokei hayam nifnei Moshe Miriam, zehelianu ve'amaru, zehelianu ve'amaru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai la lai la ya la 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 lai. Yai la lai la ya la 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 lai.
We ask now for God's shelter of peace and protection over us and all we love.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. Amen. Amen.
On page 45, we read, "We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time." We continue now with the central portion of our worship service, the Amidah, beginning on page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, L'ma'an Shemo V'Ahava. Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מלחמותך בגבורות, ומידו מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעלוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. I invite you to take this opportunity for but a moment of silent prayer, a moment to say those words in your heart, in your mind, on your lips, that they might join with our keva, our kavanah, our intentions, with our formula words of prayer, that they might all ascend as a crown for God. We continue on page 60 with words of Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki Atam Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Ki Atam Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha livarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol hit v'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Mishaberach lecholim, our prayer for those who are ill and in need of humanity's healing touch and God's healing presence, can be found on page 253. With words of Mishaberach, we ask for a sense of healing and wholeness on those in this troubled world. I know there are some who are joining with us in virtual community this evening who are celebrating a new hip, who are wrestling with a new diagnosis. I would invite you to call to mind now all of those who are ill, who are ailing, of mind, body, or spirit, as we think of them for Mishaberach prayer.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha L'Imotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha L'Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Permit me to get up close to the camera for just a moment. This week's Torah portion, Naso, and particularly the book of Numbers, chapter 6, is one of the most beautiful parts of the Hebrew Bible. Not only because the words of Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, have beautiful musical settings, one of which we will hear following my words tonight, and not only because they offer blessing at a time in life when we could so sorely use it, but because the formulation of these words teaches us an essential lesson about being human. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yikunecha, may the light of God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God continually turn God's face toward you and grant you the most precious gift of peace. It's that final verse, the pinnacle of the blessing, that I want to focus on this evening. God turning God's face toward us is the ultimate expression of grace and care for us as people. Imagine the joy and the responsibility of basking in God's radiance and God's sight in every moment. To bring it into even starker relief, Ibn Ezra's commentary juxtaposes this with a text from Isaiah that speaks of a time when God turns God's eyes away from us. We were not recognized, but we were ignored. We were not granted blessing, but forlorn and forsaken until we righted our ways. What would cause God to turn God's face toward us again? When we, and I quote, cease to do evil, learn to do good, devote ourselves to justice, aid the wronged, uphold the rights of the orphan, defend the cause of the widow. God focusing God's attention on us brings blessing when we bring blessing. God turns aside from us when we turn aside to our further detriment. The same model is true for us as people, right? When we keep our direct attention, our focus, our efforts on something, the result is quite different than when we become distracted and look away. No matter how earnest, no matter how meaningful our temporary application of our attention, our actions lack efficacy if we don't, if we can't, if we won't sustain them. When we take our eye off the ball, when we turn aside to confront something else, the blessings we might bring to bear turn aside with us. Let me speak in specifics rather than in generalities. Allegheny County today entered Governor Wolf's green phase, designed to alleviate economic pressures on people and businesses. This is likely an important and necessary step, but make no mistake, the threat of COVID-19 to public health continues unabated. I implore you not to allow a shifting conversation to take your focus off of the measures necessary to protect yourselves and others. Wash your hands. Wear a mask indoors when social distancing is impossible. Stay as far removed from others as you can in this moment. Act as if you were asymptomatic. Keep your eye on the ball. The stakes are simply too high. Let me speak in specifics rather than in generalities. Our country continues to convulse after the murder of George Floyd. The videos attest in a way we can never unsee that systematic racism is woven deep into the fabric of our country. We don't value all lives equally. Black lives don't seem to matter. And there is a yawning abyss between the country we live in and the values we hold. But all too soon, the news cycle will move on. I beg you not to allow a shifting conversation to take your focus off of the ways we are all complicit. Read, learn, listen, advocate, ally, Keep your eye on the ball. The stakes are simply too high not to. Parashat Naso tells us that when God lifted God's head, when God turns God's eyes toward us, we receive God's highest blessing. It also reminds us that when we concert our efforts and energies, when we lift our heads, when we keep our eyes on the problem, we too can be a tremendous source of blessing. May these words of Birkat Kohanim fill you with God's blessing as you seek to bring blessing into the world. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will.
Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha,
A big thank you to Debbie Schneider, to Rebecca Clausen, to you, Emily, for that beautiful setting of Debbie Friedman's Yevarechecha, the Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing. We turn our blessings now to page 282 on the bottom of the page for words of Aleinu l'Shabeach.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. As we turn to page 294 for words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish, our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth. We observe the period of Shloshim for B. Rosenberg and mark the Yartzeit, the commemoration of the passing of Marjorie Armour, Emmanuel Luchinsky, Pearl Bernstein, Alan Mandel, Joseph Berger, Marian Markovitz, Louis Boudin, Laura Milgram, Theodore Ted Caradis, George J. Miller, Lena H. Chetlin, Mildred G. Miller, Beatrice Cohen, Sylvia R. Miller, Ida Cohen, Phyllis Motzman, Beatrice Phoebus Davis, Aaron Paddock, Jacob Doniger, Mark R. Puderman, Rebecca Field, Sarah Rorick, Hyman Fireman, Lester Rubenstein, David Friedman, Leah Koidenov-Schmidt, M. Dahl Gent, Nancy S. Seiner, Nathan Ginsberg, Barney Snyder,
Leonard Handon, Richard Stein, Ruth Horowitz, Albert. I apologize, we seem to have a slight glitch as we finish the reading of that list. I hope that I was able to make it through the name of all of our loved ones, but if I inadvertently mispronounced their name, or if I left off someone who is important to you, or you have a name to add to our list in our sacred community this evening, I invite you to do so, saying their name out loud, that their memories might come flooding back as we pray Zichronam Livracha, that their memory is an everlasting blessing. Words of Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah v'vorach le'olam lamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudshah b'richu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran ve'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. May God, who makes peace in the highest of heavens, make peace for us and for all who mourn. And together we say, Amen. Before I turn it over to Rabbi Jessica Lockitz for our closing words this evening, I would invite you all to join us for a virtual oneg on Zoom immediately following the conclusion of our service. Join us. Okay, so you have to bring your own nosh and your own watered-down coffee, but we hope you will join us to say hello and Shabbat Shalom. That link can be found in your email, or if you send a message on Facebook to Beth Schwartz, to Leslie Hoffman, to Rabbi Lockitz, or to I, will help point you in the right direction. With no further ado.
Holy One of blessing, grant us the will to stand firm in the face of evil and hostility, not to be silent or afraid, to work diligently and faithfully to banish wickedness from the earth. Holy One of blessing, grant us the courage and resolve to speak when there is hatred, to act when there is confusion, to join with others in building a world of safety, understanding, and acceptance. Because there is hate, dear God, help us to heal our fractured and broken world. Because there is fear, dear God, grant courage and faith to those in need. Because there is pain, dear God, bring healing to the shattered and wounded. Because there is hope, dear God, teach us to be a force for justice and kindness. Because there is love, dear God, help us to be a beacon of light and compassion. As it is written, be strong and let your heart have courage. Depart from evil, do good, seek peace and pursue it.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'akulam.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom. Salam Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom ve'al kulam. Salam Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam Shalom ve'al kulam. Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'akulam. Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'akulam. Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'akulam. Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Yavo Shalom Aleinu Ve'akulam.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Shabbat Shalom.